Alright, so I'm making this video purely because I had someone say I played Solar Beam really well and that they wanted to play Solar Beam just as well and they just weren't having any luck. So I thought I would just do some tips and tricks and play around here in the practice area just to give some tips as I talk about and try and show what I can. So the tip number one I would say is how you play matters. So I play a bit differently depending on what I see on the enemy team. If I see a lot of speedsters, I specifically really want to try and avoid doing pedal dance. I don't think I'm going to outrun them. I rather slow them, and then that would give me a much easier solar beam, and that's actually such a useful way to learn to get more accurate with the solar beam Venusaurs. Actually try and slow them, try and avoid doing pedal dance and just try and go for any kind of slows. Secondly, on laning, I would say you can lane this. I do think that you get a lot more XP out of going into the central, and you want that level 5 a bit quicker, just because the quicker you get level 5, the quicker you get sludge bomb, the quicker you get sludge bomb, the quicker you end up rolling and steamrolling. Because now I can slow this Marcham. I can't stop him, but I can slow him. I hold him still perfectly for basic. I mean, it's crazy. And another thing is you really want to keep your distance. You really want to learn to actually just constantly keep that edge of them on the basic at auto attack range, because that range is a good place to more or less find yourself in to use your moves, because your moves are a bit further reaching than your actual basic auto attack range. But if they are within your auto attack range, you don't really want to stick around there. You want to maybe hit them once or twice, probably hit a move and back up a bit and hit another move. If you're defending, I think it's okay to constantly basic auto attack, and when you're really pushing a kill, like I'll try to show here with this Marchop, or Marchoke, sorry. So he's, oof, man. So he's going to keep pushing me. Something I like to do is keep using my basic attack to try and position him in a manner that I think is suitable. Use that potion and just constantly try and slow him, stun him, and goodbye. And so obviously this is CPU, it'd be a lot different actually going against players. You can't really be so lackadaisy about it, but it is what it is. You really want to just try and play more safe. So now I actually have Solar Beam. You'll see what I mean here. They all slowed, I know exactly where they'll be. I can Solar Beam them down very nicely. You really want to keep that position rolling quite nicely. Next, you want to know what Venusaur is kind of good at and really bad against. So you don't actually have a lot of health, so any kind of speedster, especially like Leafeons getting up close to you, a lot of attackers are also really dangerous. Some defenders, if they keep you in a stun lock. So you really want to keep range. You are very good at poking from a long distance. As you can see, the actual range of Solar Beam is off your screen. So you want to start actually aiming off of your map there in the top left corner. You want to start recognizing where things would be and start learning to poke them without actually having to be there. So I can't see that the bush on the enemy side of the path right now. I can barely see it, but here I do know that someone might be hiding in there. So you want to poke it every now and then when you're uncertain. Another good thing is, if you're going for an objective, try not to take it alone, as I have to do here because it's obviously the practice range. You want a teammate in front of you, preferably a tank or an all-rounder, but you want someone that actually has health to try and take all the attacks for you and keep the Reggie Elecki or the Reggie Steel or Reggie Rock, you get what I'm saying, in one position. And you just want to really hit them from afar. You don't actually ever want to get closer than that ring of your auto attack, because that is really just, if you're getting any closer than that, they have the ability to hurt you and you aren't really going to be able to get out of their range before they do some decent damage to you. So I was saying earlier, our Venusaur's basic attack is a really good repositioning tool, and it's not so easy to see everywhere, but you really want to try and time your solar beams while you're practicing solar beams with your actual reposition, because there's a bit of a stun. They're all in one position and I can nail it. So it's a very good, sure way of making sure that the enemy is exactly where you want them to be when you use your solar beam. For example, he's going to ult me. Now I know he's going to be stuck there because I stunned him. Oh man, this is a crazy bot. And thank you. And now he's got to run away. Even the AI knows. And I know he's there, so I poke him. You really want to start learning to actually start shooting at things that might be very close to off-screen or off-screen. You want to start playing at the edge of the screen versus actually just playing what's close to you. You have too much range to waste it on only shooting at things that you can sort of see. You want to shoot it at everything, and that comes to another tip where you kind of want to find where's the best position to shoot. You'll find yourself in a team fight or just actually farming in a position where you could obviously hit one target, but in this position, if someone's hiding in the bush, I could hit 2 targets. I might hit them and I might now get some vision there. If they were there, we would now know. They would get hurt a bit and they'd back off. So you really want to kind of plan where every solar beam is going, not just for the main target, but for in case there's targets behind them or targets that you don't see yet. And that's what I think a big power play of solar beam is. And you'll see that in the gameplay, is that not every kill that you get with solar beam is a seen kill. It just happens to be that sometimes you are aiming for this enemy or that farm and you hit a few other things, but if you're really good, it was an intentional thing that you actually hit. And the next one would be when to use your Unite and what's actually good with your Unite and what Pokemon will eat your Unite and not really concern it. They won't feel anything. So it's almost, we'll see, there's a good Unite, I can poke him. So some Pokemon that you know have great special defense, so most defenders will take your Unite move and not really concern themselves, especially things like Umbreon that have shield. Espeon also has a bit of a shield, so it'll attack the shield obviously first, and your Unite move won't end up actually doing that much damage. But on your more squishy Pokemon, especially majority of your attackers, things like a Mew, a Mewtwo, most speedsters as well, because they don't have a lot of health, you would find a lot of use. So if your enemy ends up having, say, 2 attackers, 3 attackers, and a speedster, 1 defender, that Unite will be so useful in a team fight. It really will pull out the best moments out. I mean, right here, I don't actually want to engage it, I want to watch them engage, because then I can just poke them. And that's really how you want to play even when you're behind on a Venusaur. You just want the enemy team to do most of the work and you wait. You have all the range that I could hit the Rayquaza from all the way here, that there's no point in me just over-engaging. I can see what's happening and I can start poking. And that's really the super secret bonus tip, is you don't actually want to engage in fights, you want to poke the fights. You end up doing a lot of damage that you majority of the time kill, but it's not that you should be pushing the fight yourself. You should be looking to poke constantly. And yeah, good Unite move, lovely. But let's jump into that gameplay. Okay, so ordinary game, starting off as Venusaur, going top lane. I can't really remember the enemy picks. It's just a few minutes ago. Sorry, I completely blanked on that. But once again, so here, obviously we're doing Solar Beam, but I believe I go Pedal Dance. And the only reason I go Pedal Dance is because I feel that majority of people will use Pedal Dance, so I want to show off Pedal Dance. It's the more common used build, so it makes sense that I think a lot of you would end up using this as well. I still think the better practice build is to use Sludge Bomb, purely because Sludge Bomb slows the enemy to such a halt that you actually get some target practice in, and it's so useful to actually get some target practice in with that. Just jump into, say, like standard, do a sludge bomb and solar beam, and just get used to constantly poking the enemy from a distance. Here I'm getting pushed, but I back out and I somehow make it out. Ninetales refusing to help me, they want to farm instead. That's okay. You'll see by the end of this match we end up carrying this lane without any hassles. I think this is actually a beautiful game. I don't think I get killed. I think I get a Penta and a Quadra. We'll have to just, keep our eyes out. I know I get a Penta and a Quadra. I can't remember if I get killed though. I mean, a KO... Here we go, Giga Drain, sorry, not Pedal Dance. What am I thinking? My mind is all over the place. So Giga Drain, Solar Beam. And just poking a little bit with the Solar Beam, using that basic attack to try and reposition them into stuns and positions where I can actually use them, hold them still until my Giga Drain comes back or the Razor Leaf comes back. And it's really decent. You'll see even just with Razor Leaf, to be able to reposition and hold the enemy still and force them to now walk in a predictable line, that is so powerful. And there you can see I'm essentially just hitting them with the tip of Razor Leaf. You only really want to keep that distance on the enemy constantly. Things like farm Pokemon, sure, that's no worries. You can let wild Pokemon come a bit close. Yeah, I think I can get the kill, so I don't mind coming closer to him. And I think, yeah, there's the Giga Drain. Gotta love the Giga Drain kill. Now, it would have been just as easy as a kill with Sludge Bomb. I think I would have been a bit easier because I could have slowed this Mamoswine, but it is what it is. See right there, Sludge Bomb would have been beautiful because I could have kept him still, could have still done exactly the same amount of damage, but I would have had a much easier way of dealing with him and he wouldn't have been so far gone in the lane. I probably could have confirmed that kill. And here we start kicking off with that Solar Beam. Look at this. Oof! Man, Solar Beam is so beautiful. So obviously it's 6 white, 6 green. Yeah, 6 green, sorry. I'm so confused. It's a new year, forgive me. 6 white, 6 green, and then I believe I'm running Rapid Fire Scarf, Muscle Band, and I can't remember the third item, but you'll see it up. I'll make sure to put it up. And here we see, I believe this is where the pentakill comes into hand. There's the first kill. Oh, sorry, that's the third kill. I'm not even paying attention. There's the fourth, and here comes Mamo for number 5. And there's the ulti. I didn't need to unite there. Obviously, that was just me showboating because I could see the Penta coming. But it felt good, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, Charizard comes up to us, and it's not a good position for him. Man. But you'll see a lot of what we talked there in the practice area appeal here. You really want to keep them at a distance unless that you know you can kill. And even when you know you could kill, you should probably not get too close to the enemy. You don't want to be on top of them. You still want some distance that you could back off. I miss that Giga Drain so badly. But look here. He comes into the fight, full health. I still have yet to take proper damage. I've now eaten both fruit, yes, so I'm full health. But he's now running away and he's achieved nothing. And he can't actually get away. That's the beauty of actually playing Venusaur. And here you'll see I'm just securing lane. Because I have to. But the irony is I can 2v1 this lane. I can just keep the lane busy and 3v1 at times, as you can see here. They can't ever outrun you because Solar Beam procs off of screen. Or the hitbox reaches off of screen. And look there. He thought about coming back and he realized very quickly, oh no, this is not the droid I was looking for, man. It's not worth a try. And he still came back. He should have gone to base, he should have healed. Everything except actually stuck around. If I was more professional, I could have actually probably positioned myself to hit the Solar Beam and him if I knew he was actually there. But the big idea is actually a really simple Pokemon. You just want to learn to Solar Beam in a position that you can hit more than one target, at least. If there's only one target, try and aim at where a target might be. Another thing is that in the midst of a fight, especially if you're defending on your goal, you want to try and hit your boosted basic attack before you hit that solar beam. Just because you'd hold the enemy still. I used a unite move for no reason there. Once again, it felt like there was no stakes. After the Penta, I just felt their team is probably in the lowest spirits ever. I'm having a great match and my team is really not throwing. So, you know, we're not going to lose here. I think this is the quad. Oof. Yep, I had a sneeze on him. And that's the beauty of Venusaur, is majority of the time, because you're hitting attacks off of screen, the enemy doesn't know it's coming until that last little bit of green flash comes and they just realize that they didn't have enough health to withstand 2 seconds of the sunlight. I mean, that's the beauty of the Venusaur, man. It's just it's not, how to say it, broken. As you can see, I can take damage. If there was someone here to help him, I might have actually just suffered my first KO and pretty much waited a good 30 seconds before I got to respawn. But it really, if you play well enough, you can steamroll. And I'm not even playing in the steamroll method. I'm not going for the enemy team's comeback farm. I'm not going for their jungle. I'm just purely trying to keep lane busy, trying to practice using solar beam constantly. And you'll see that the Cramorant scoring, I'm not too concerned about it. I don't even need this AOS energy at this point. I'm just trying to stop them from leveling up so I can keep having fun. And Charizard comes. Oof, I eat that Unite move. But he didn't confirm the kill. I can't tell you why he didn't confirm the kill, because I feel if he just stuck on me, he most likely could have. But, yeah, man. Yeah, Cramorant unfortunately has to eat my Unite move. His team just blindly let me take him. They're trying to go score. And look here, I can stop them from scoring. Granted, guard jump at E11, 2 people on the goal. What could I do? There was a beautiful casualty kill there on the Charizard because 2 of them were in the lane. And goodbye to the bird. It's the solar beam. You really... The biggest thing you need to practice is actually just lining up. Your positioning matters, I think, a lot more than you think. If you get the right position, solar beam will most likely hit 2 or 3 targets. And that's what you actually want to do. You don't want to be close in the team fight. Giga Drain is more of your... If they come close to me and I start losing health, I use Giga Drain. It's not really your engage move. You don't want to engage. If they are close enough for you to use basic attack, try and get a basic boosted attack to hold them still, and then solar beam them. But otherwise, you just want to keep poking solar beam at the tiny little bit of them that's on your side of the screen that you can see. And that's all you really want to do. And yeah, we're just cleaning up the match pretty much. Oof. Yeah, that is that 27 kills, only 3 assists. I didn't feel like helping the team, but they didn't need help. I was keeping the lane busy and therefore keeping the team, you know, busy. I mean, 124,000 damage, man. I missed 125. That's just beautiful. 25 for each Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want any more tips and tricks, please leave a comment down below and tell me what you'd like to see me do next. Until then, bye!